Hello, and welcome to My Xbox and Me, episode... Oh, no, I forgot the numbers again. 224, I think. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside a whole group of people this week. We will start with the one who's so fresh, they call him Too Fresh. Kresh, how are you?
Hi.
Oh, are we doing it again? We've got people, we've got a whole squad. Are we doing this again? Really?
Doing what?
You know exactly what.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The intro of the show is meant to be where the most energy is, and you're meant to tailor off. You come with no energy at the start, and then get more energetic at the end.
Yeah. It's my unique signature to a podcast.
Okay, can we stop that signature? Can we try and like give you a new finishing move like a wrestler, please?
No.
Okay, fine. Well, to my left, I think, maybe right, depends on the way this comes out, the one and only super killer Bunny. How are you, Bunny?
What up? How's it going?
See, energy. Thank you. It's about time.
That's all I got.
Oh,
I'm done for the
now we're
rest of the
done.
day.
Great. Great. And last but certainly not least, the man who now has a beard and looks like a real adult finally, Zyger, how are you? Zyger, you can't sit there and act like you didn't look like an adult beforehand.
Hi.
Scrubs. Idiots. So this is the first...
What's good?
Oh, now you want to talk, okay? All right, great. Well, this is the first time we've actually got like a full set of crew on for a long time. I haven't done a 4-man podcast in forever, like years now, because they're usually a shit show. So don't ruin it, guys. You know, don't ruin it. I already broke the one rule that I said. Did I not say, Crash? What did I say? I'm gonna stop swearing. Did I not say that? Already swore.
Yes, you did.
Already swore. Damn it. Well, this episode's already done.
Shit, is this supposed to be family friendly?
Yeah, it was. We go starting next week. All right, starting next week. It's all good. Start next week. Start next week. It's fine.
Okay.
How is everybody? Obviously, this is everyone. There's more of us, but we all work on www.myxboxandme.com, which is really strange. I say we all work.
Yeah.
Me and Crash are kind of just there. If I'm being honest. We sort of like, I know what we'll do. We'll do the video side of things, and haven't done the video side of things yet. So kind of strange. So this is the first time we got you. So Zyger, what do you do on myxboxandme.com?
I'm usually just a news writer. I'm getting into reviews. However, the first game I was trying to do the review for, I lost the review, and the game's not good. Music Racer, not a good game. Don't play it. I was like, I don't want this to be the first review. And it had like a mediocre score of like 2 or 3.
Okay, fair enough. I respect it. Bunny, and what about yourself? What do you do?
Mostly do reviews. I chip in a little bit on the news side when Zyger's asleep or I'm not working my other job.
Yep.
But been working on my first review, waiting for code for review 2 still. But that one's gonna be tight. Probably not gonna hit that release date with this timing now.
I won't worry about it.
Yeah. It's good time. Exciting time.
Forget Crash for now, because he don't do nothing, nor do I. How are you guys feeling about it all? Obviously, we announced it. We had the big response. A lot of people very interested. I've had a lot of people reach out. What's it been like for you guys? How does it feel to be creating content, finally, if it's something you clearly wanted to do, but now you have a place for it to go?
Yeah, it's good. It's definitely satisfying. And to play games with a different purpose, finally. Like, with a different lens, instead of just, like, what's the most fun for me? Like, actually getting to think critically about games is really nice, so.
And what about you, Zach?
I really agree with that sentiment. Lately, I have just been playing games on, like, my iPad or my phone because I've just been so busy with life. But now I have a new reason to get back into console gaming. I've been playing on my Xbox lately, doing more Halo. It's like, it's like Buddy was saying, it's cool to have look at things in a more critical sense than before I was just having fun.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, it's interesting because I'm at the other end now, where I'm like, I finally get to just play games that I want to play, and I don't have to be as critical. I play what I want and talk about it on the podcast, like Zombie Army, which is obviously what I've been playing. We'll talk about it in a little bit, but it's like, yeah, cool. I just get to shoot zombies in the face. There's not much more to it. I'm really enjoying it. So
how does that feel for you? Like,
I mean, it's nice because again,
different is it?
It takes the pressure off, because the thing is with My Xbox and Me is when we do the podcast on a week-to-week basis, it's very hard to hit everything, obviously, especially if you're not interested in everything as well. So it's nice to have Amy obviously out there killing it on reviews, or you or whoever it is reviewing games. Like, okay, I can finally source that on the podcast and be like, Bunny said this about the game in his synopsis. Go read the full review, and then you'll get a full overview of what it is. And it's just nice to not, like, RPGs are not my thing, like JRPGs especially. It's like everyone's just oh, that's perfect. That's why you guys are here. God damn it! But it's like for me, I'm just like, yeah, that's not for me. So it's perfect. I have a voice. There's people out there that have a voice that can voice it now, and yeah, it feels good for me. Crash, how does it feel for you?
Amazing. Fantastic. Wonderful.
Crash, you just sort of snuck into this podcast, right? Like how Chris kept the lights on for a while, and now he's just like, I'm just gonna ride this out. I'm just waiting.
He's like a senior in college. He's shown up totally stoned for finals. Like, it doesn't matter at all.
It really
It's like
doesn't.
Chris just,
It really doesn't.
oh, it's great, man.
He loves it. He loves it really. He pretends not to, but he loves it really. Right?
Yes.
Oh my
Sure.
god. Let's get into
Makes you
let's get into the rigmarole. If you don't know, you can get this show early over on patreon.com/mcfixer. You can find us on all podcast services except for SoundCloud. Please go subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/myxboxandme. Maybe one day me and Chris will make tons of content on there. To be fair, the one big piece that came out, we made a video. To be fair.
That is true.
To be fair, could we be doing more? Maybe. And last but not least, go and rate us on iTunes. Bunny, have you rated us on iTunes?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Zyger?
Yeah, have you?
Fuck me? I was the first person to do it. Of course I have. How you gonna do that? Shout out again to Little Smee. He's gonna get shout outs for a while. Go and steal your fiancés, girlfriends, boyfriends, aunties, uncles, cousins, nephews, sisters, brothers. 5-year-olds have got phones now. They've got iTunes accounts. Go and steal their phone and review my Xbox and me. 5 stars with a nice message. Thank you. Topic of the show this week, boys. Anthem is getting a major overhaul. BioWare confirms in an official blog post. Hudson thanked readers for 1 year of Anthem. A game, he says, quote, represented a big leap in a new territory for us as a studio. Hudson acknowledged that since launch there had been critical feedback from fans saying Anthem, quote, needs a more satisfying loot experience, better long-term progression, and a more fulfilling endgame. He also went on to say, over the coming months, we will be focusing on a long-term redesign of the experience, specifically working to reinvent the core gameplay loop with a clear goals, motivating challenges and progression with meaningful rewards while preserving the fun of flying and fighting in a vast science fantasy setting. Who cares? We've spoken about it on this podcast so much we've spoken about Anthem. Like, there was a point when I just said, I'm not talking about it anymore. I'll start with Crash, because I know he's probably, of the three of us, he's probably the biggest fan of Anthem, and then we can trash it afterwards. Crash, how are you feeling about all of this?
I'm kind of excited to see what they do with it. I don't expect anything anytime soon from this.
No.
I don't think it'll be poor. I think it'll be good. I don't know if it'll revive the game. I don't know if it'll fix all those issues. Because a game like this also requires a player base. So even if they do fix a lot of the issues and people don't come back to it, I don't think that really matters at that point.
What do they need to do for you to come back? The whole reason you dropped out wasn't because of its gameplay, was strictly because of all the things that they've said, which is motivating challenges, progression, meaningful rewards. That is literally the things that stopped you from playing the game. So what do they need to do to get you back in on a regular occurrence?
Just fix the loot system and fix how you get loot and all the events tied around it. They had strongholds, and strongholds were supposed to be, I think they meant for it to be like the equivalent of a raid, but it was, to me, it always felt more like a dungeon, where it wasn't supposed to be sort of that end game. There was supposed to be something even tougher than that, and they never gave us that. So I think adding depth to that, and there is the making the Grandmaster difficulty and all those worth doing. and going up in difficulty, because you could go up to, what was it, Grandmaster 3,
Yeah.
and it wasn't worth
Anthem
it
3.
because you were getting better loot in Grandmaster 1,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
was silly.
Zyger, how are you feeling about Anthem? Where did you come down Anthem when it first released? First of all,
So before Anthem's released, I was super excited for the game. I wanted to get it day one. It looked great. But by the time Anthem came out, I couldn't afford it at the time. I was like, okay, I'll hold off, get it later. And then I watched other people stream. I saw you and Crush stream it, multiple other people, and I was looking through the game. I'm like, oh, this game doesn't look like what I thought it would be.
yeah,
And then all I see is just the problems from the outside with the game, how it's handling its story loosely, how the end game was bare bones at first, and I just kept seeing all these problems. And then with Anthem's development side, they kept talking about how they wanted to fix things. I remember at one point, like after the first month, they had a roadmap of all of the updates that were going to happen throughout the year, and then a few weeks later, they said, "Oh, this roadmap we're tossing aside for doing an entirely new roadmap." I'm like, okay, I have no idea what the plan for this game is, and I lost all interest on it.
So you've not played it at all then?
No.
Okay, interesting. Bunny, what about you?
I really liked Anthem. Like, I really liked how it felt to play. Flying was awesome. Like, it's the best Iron Man game that we've ever gotten, right? But it left me wanting in the loot department. It left me wanting in the end game department.
Yeah.
And I'm interested. I wouldn't say I'm excited per se, but I'm definitely interested to see what this revival looks like and if it can have a satisfying loot experience that has been, for me, missing in most games. Like Diablo 3 is the only thing, and since I've put that down, haven't really found anything that hits on both short-term, like pick up, play for 15 to 15 minutes, a half an hour, and feel like I've made some sort of progress, gotten some loot, and also be able to play for like 4 or 5 hours and feel like I'm not just making tiny little bits of progress in that time, but making a big chunk, and feeling rewarded for the time that I put in. So
fair enough. I'm so conflicted. Obviously, I played Anthem. I did 10 hours on PC. I think I've got over 50 to 60 hours on Xbox. We smashed that game when it first came out. Me, Crash, Haley, Mood. Mood didn't play with us. Stu.
Moody played with us a little bit.
Tiny bit. I know he didn't like it. Like the squad. We had like 2 squads rolling. Paul. We had like 2 squads rolling thick, playing that game constantly. And my biggest letdown for the game, number one, was its story. As someone who isn't like a big BioWare guy, that's never been me. I wasn't into Mass Effect, I wasn't into Dragon Age, so this was a world I actually was interested in, and it was like, okay, well, here we go. I'm gonna get a story that actually matters. Didn't get that. Didn't get a story that mattered. Didn't get a story that nothing about it mattered. Nothing. So okay, cool. You go on to its gameplay, and I think the one for us who have played it, we agree the gameplay is good, right? Like the gameplay of Anthem is actually good. It's very fun. Flying is the best flying I've had in a game, bar none, in my opinion. And I like the way the game plays. I like the way it feels. Everything about its gameplay is solid, but it is. Everything else that they've already said and which we've spoken about is that enough though? If you fix the progression system, if you fix endgame, if you fix motivating goals, if you fix that, I still don't care at this point, because I was saying, by the time this comes out, realistically, we're gonna have new consoles, we're gonna have launch title games, we're gonna have. Why am I coming back to Anthem? Like really, why? Yeah. Like that's sort of where I'm at, and I don't know where you guys fit. Like. Zyger, you've not played the game at all, so does any of this getting fixed, does that make you want to try it for the first time, or are you at that point where it's like, well, it's old game's old?
Well, personally, when I saw this statement yesterday, I'm like, did you not say this a few months ago? Like, I feel like the Anthem's whole story is constantly saying, oh, we're going to fix it, we are going to fix it, and it's been like that since launch. It's been a year, and you're putting out a new statement saying that you're also going to fix it, but there's no roadmap, there's no timeline for when these fixes are going to happen. It's like, okay, so what have you been saying the past year that's new now?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand what's changed as far as like the studio's like, oh, we're going to revamp this. We heard all the feedback. I'm like, have you not been hearing the feedback when you initially took out your first roadmap, right?
Yeah, no, 100%.
So like when I don't know what Anthem can do at this point to like get people like me into the game who haven't played it or who are new to the experience. Or like, yeah, they would have. I honestly cannot think of what they could do. It would have to be something big. They would have to do a lot of free content. I would say they probably have to do like a free play weekend on Xbox or on PlayStation 2. I don't know if PlayStation does that still.
No one cares. This is my Xbox and me. Who gives a crap?
They probably have to do a free play weekend to get people into the ecosystem and try the game out. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't think this blog post was for any of us, to be honest.
Who's it for
I don't
then?
think it was for.
I think this is for the people who are. Yeah.
To let them know,
like 10
you guys
people
aren't
that are
going to
still
be
playing.
getting new content. Yeah, you aren't going to be getting new content. We're completely working on the game from the ground up to try and like fix everything that was wrong with it, instead of like hitting it in spots and everything not resonating. Sort of go at it from the ground up.
Yeah, and reinventing the core gameplay loop. That's a deep thing to do. Like, if you look at other games that have like in the looting system, I think Diablo 3 is probably the best example, because Diablo 3 killed itself by trying to force the real money auction house. And it died. It almost like completely died until Reaper of Souls came out and saved the game. Like that expansion legitimately saved Diablo 3. And I think Diablo had a lot of name recognition behind it that Anthem doesn't really. But I think it's possible that they like a full reinvention of that core gameplay loop could really make a big difference for the people who play Anthem. And then word of mouth, comes in. They get their buddy who left, who thought it felt great to play, to come back in, and then it slowly kind of grassroots into something. But I mean, I think that's what they have to do at this point, is really completely reinvent the game and save it from itself.
Yeah, I don't think the game needs to go from like 0 to 100 in terms of like player base. I do think the reinvention will come out. I do think they'll try and get a decent sized player base, and then go from there.
So
and have it sort of be,
okay.
You know, something along the lines of
Just needs to be
Warframe or something. Yeah, where they'll keep like dishing out content occasionally, maybe drop bigger content patches and whatnot.
All of it free, or you think they'll try and monetize this game soon? Because obviously there's only skins I think you have to pay for, right?
Yeah,
and some emotes, I think.
Got ya.
Yeah.
So
like there were some cosmetic things, but nothing.
Yeah.
All cosmetic. Yeah, it's all cosmetic. Yeah. So do you think they'll try and be like, hey, we fixed the game, so now here's the big expansion? Or
I think
yeah,
whenever they're done with this, what they're gonna do is like, hey, for anybody who buys the game up to this date, which will be maybe a week or two out from the notice they give, like, you guys will get a free upgrade to the game, and then anybody who gets it after that date, you'll have to pay $40 or $20 or whatever they make it.
What, for an expansion, or not for all these changes, right? For an expansion.
For all the changes.
No way, they're not charging for these changes.
Yeah, I don't think they can charge. For
No.
Get away with
Not
it. Like
not charge anybody who has the game already.
No, what? So yeah.
So
comes after these big changes.
Okay. I see.
Yeah, I think that's the only time that they would get away with being able to charge anybody any more money for this game is if these changes come around, it's successful, they get some amount of goodwill back, because they have BioWare has unfortunately burned all of the Mass Effect goodwill.
I agree.
And Dragon Age goodwill that they had in the 360 era. So it's going to be a big hill to climb, and I don't think they can charge for this for a very long time, unless it's like Anthem 2 sized.
Dude, but
quality.
Who would buy an Anthem 2? Seriously. Like I put
wouldn't at this
I
point.
put a number of hours into the game, enjoy its gameplay, but I'm like, you have proven your track record with this now. That I'm not
Yeah.
touching this with a barge pole. A 2,
Yeah.
no way.
I'm not saying that they should do a sequel.
No, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying they should, like, the only time that they could get away with that is if this is successful, and then they have something that is as big as a sequel to add to Anthem. I don't think they can actually launch a sequel and have any sort of player base with it.
I don't think they would do a sequel.
I don't.
They
think
won't.
kinda
But that's a different
No.
conversation.
That's
So
the
this-
size and
yeah.
quality of content that they would
Yeah.
need after already having a successful.
Fair enough. Well, let's jump into Fixer Sec real quick. And Mr. Moody says, with BioWare confirming that Anthem will be getting a substantial reinvention, do you think it will be at E3 this year? Or do you think they will maybe hold until later in the year or at Game Awards or at E3 2021? No, I just think this is just going to come out. I don't think you're going to. This is not. They will not talk about Anthem on a big stage ever again.
Unless it's successful.
They might
I
have
think-
some
No, so, okay,
little side
they-
booths
a
that
sequel-
EA play.
A sequel, maybe,
Yeah.
if this is successful. But I don't think we will hear about Anthem #1 on a big stage ever again.
I think there's a possibility.
There's
I think
definitely
if the reinvention like goes well and they have an expansion, they want to hype it up, we could see it at a Game Awards or something. But that's only if it goes well and it gets a good sized player base where it would be worth it to.
What do we classify as a good sized player base nowadays? What is that? What does that look like now for a game like this?
Anything bigger than Stadia.
so bigger than 5. All right, got it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what that looks like anymore.
I think that's like you have to look at it from multiple angles.
Yeah.
How is the Reddit community on that? How is the Twitch community? How is the YouTube community and all these other places?
And they may have something that is. They might have a player base that's somewhere just hiding away. You know.
That would shock me. You could 100% be right, but I would be absolutely shocked if that was the case.
Yeah, they do have Origin and EA Access.
Yeah.
You know, which is I played it on Origin Access.
That's a
and
really good point. They just throw this
that-
in EA Access. That's a huge player base
it's
come back in.
already in EA Access.
Oh, is it already
so-
in there?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's definitely there. And if they push something big and like put it on the front page of EA Access or Origin and say, "Hey, come on back. We've got all this new stuff." You know, they could get some
I still don't think they get people back.
I mean,
I
that's
live in
theoretically
such
what
my
they could do.
echo chamber though, where it's like F this game, F this game, F this game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so hard to crawl out of it. Where you're like, you can't. Like Krish is the only person who will like. He said like, "Oh yeah, I'll go back." Like everyone was like, "No, are you crazy?" And I'm like very much like, I'm not going back. No way. If it wasn't my job to go back, I wouldn't be going back. Simple. Like no way. I was annoyed when and Chris brought up a good point. He's like, do you not feel like you got bang for your buck with this game? I'm like, no. Are you crazy? Like, I was expecting Ace, and don't get me wrong, I played it for a lot of hours. Not the amount of time put in, it's what I got out of the game.
Mhm.
3 strongholds.
Yeah.
3 strongholds with no end game of a game that's a looter, as you always say. Like, no, that's not good enough.
Yeah. I think like my whole perspective is we've seen games reinvent themselves and come out for the better multiple times.
But we see them do it wrong plenty of times as well.
True.
Oh, yeah.
But for me, it really comes down to I really liked Anthem's gameplay.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
much so that I'm landing on the optimistic side with this. Realistically, do I think this will be successful? No, it's EA. It's a BioWare who isn't as good as they used to be once upon a time. So it probably won't end up where it needs to be, but I'm hopeful that it will.
All right, well, let's move off. Oh, go on, Zach. Go, please.
I just wanted to do a quick little research to see what the player base is now. And in the past, like 3 or so months on both PlayStation and Xbox, the player base is around 1,400.
Jesus.
No, not 1,400. 140,000. That's 140,000 on both systems. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
So the player base is
There's someone
a
there.
decent size.
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
It's bigger than I thought it'd be, honest.
So, okay, does crossplay help this? Does cross progression help this? Is it all those things they add as well on top of all of that,
I think
right?
and cross progression would be massive.
Yeah.
And, like,
Yeah,
that's,
crossplay will absolutely help. I don't know about cross progression.
Yeah.
I think,
I don't know if that's something that they can actually do.
Yeah, if they can do cross progression and they can't do crossplay, I think that helps. But crossplay probably more so than cross progression, right?
Yeah, cross-play, specific, like one Anthem account, and pick it up on whatever platform.
Could it not just be like
you-
Xbox? You just have to log into your Origin account? And maybe PlayStation wouldn't allow it, but
They
I know
could do it
Xbox
that way.
would, right?
Yeah.
Does Anthem have any like PvP mode? Because I know
No.
PC or Anthem's on PC. It's like, okay, the only issue of crossplay would be consoles against PC players, but
No.
PvE.
No PvP, all PvE.
They didn't want it to mess with balancing.
Yeah, that
which
was-
would
yeah.
make sense with crossplay as well. You don't have.
yeah,
the-
they should absolutely work on getting crossplay added.
Yeah.
I know they had that in the plans way back when they made a comment about it, but obviously stuff got derailed. That game.
You think? All right,
Just a little bit.
moving on. We've got another question here in Fixer Sack from Zygus Twitter, actually, which says, what does Xbox have to do with a new IP to make it stand out? Like Bleeding Edge is a new IP, but it doesn't resonate with people the same way Horizon did when it was revealed. What does Microsoft have to do with their approach to a new IP to make people care? From Sarah Squid 69. To be fair, you're instantly comparing a £25 game and a £60 game. And I think that's what people forget with Bleeding Edge. Bleeding Edge is not a $60 game. It's not it is from a AAA studio, but it's not a AAA budget game. You can clearly tell that. This game, for me, seems like it was something that was like, all right, we're going to greenlight this because we have Game Pass. It was like,
Yeah.
if Game Pass didn't exist, I don't think you see this game even come out. Honestly, not that I don't think it's a good game, because I do think it's a good game, but I don't think in today's climate for a first party, back in the day, I'm talking, this wasn't a game that Xbox would publish. No way.
Yeah.
Like now, after playing the game myself, I was like, damn, this is really fun. This is really good. Will it have the legs that it needs and the play again back to player base? I don't know. But every Xbox exclusive that's came out in Game Pass has had monstrous amounts of players. Look at Sea of Thieves, even Crackdown. As much as it hurts me to say, it has a player base. People play the game. And Microsoft, you can get back to me with messages if you want. I know I trash Crackdown. I'm sorry, but yeah, for me, it's you can't compare Bleeding Edge with Horizon Zero Dawn. You can't. It's not the same.
No.
It's not even in the same kettle of fish. It's just not. It doesn't work like that. Compare the Initiative's new game when that finally gets revealed and announced with Horizon Zero Dawn, Last of Us, God of War. That's what you need to compare it to. Gears of War, maybe. I know some people don't like Gears of War. I like Gears of War. I think it stands up there with a lot of PlayStation's first-party games.
A lot of people talk about Gears of War as well. You know, there is a buzz around it.
No,
Gears of
there's
War.
not. I disagree with you. I think there's no buzz around Gears of War at all.
There wasn't. Like Gears 5 came out and there was nothing, and I loved Gears of War 4, and I still have only played like the first mission of Gears 5.
The problem with Gears 5 was the problems it had at launch, obviously, which I went through specially. And Chris, you can't say that, bro. We didn't even touch multiplayer. We didn't touch multiplayer. Not to the degree that we even did with 4. We didn't touch it the way we thought we would. And I don't know what that is. I don't know whether it's my taste buds have changed as a gamer, or Gears of War's multiplayer isn't as good as I remember it being, or it's such a hard learning curve that, and not that I'm not good at it, that just when you want to try to get new people in, it's just like, nah, I'm good. I'm just getting shotgun every 2 seconds. Like, that's all people think when they think Gears of War multiplayer. And it's strange, because that's the one thing I think Microsoft have over Sony when it comes to their first-party games, is multiplayer.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Always. Like, you can't...
100%.
Single... That's what I think we make a big deal about, like, oh, Sony single-player is amazing. Totally agree. Some of my favourite games of all time are Sony single-player games. But they don't have not one multiplayer game that I care about. Not one.
They do
have
have
Uncharted multiplayer. Okay.
Yeah, Uncharted multiplayer is
That I'd
actually
care
really
about.
popular.
Being popular means nothing. Being good is what I'm talking
no,
about.
No, no,
Being
absolutely.
popular is a
Uncharted
stretch.
multiplayer is good. But I mean,
People swear by
for
it.
a first-person
people who-
or a first-party game that was specifically about story, it's definitely a surprise that Uncharted has such a any sort of good multiplayer community, because you can still jump in and find a game like right away. It's not like Doom 2016's multiplayer on any platform.
Yeah, but
Which
I
is
forget that game
sit
has
in a
it.
lobby. Yeah, right. I mean, another primarily single player story game that has a multiplayer suite, but the multiplayer just never caught on, right? Whereas Uncharted's multiplayer has caught on way more than I think anybody ever expected it to.
But okay,
That's beside the Xbox point. Like, Xbox has always had the multiplayer. Like, they've always had Halo. They've always had Gears.
Forza.
Forza has a huge, ridiculous.
I don't know what Gran Turismo has. I don't know. That might be the only one that might be decent.
GT is still like one of the biggest Sony releases every time they release a game. Even GT Sports, like way up there in player base, because people buy PlayStations just to play the newest Gran Turismo.
Yeah, I totally agree. But okay, so the question is though, take Bleeding Edge out of it. What does Xbox need to do to stand up to the big first parties of Sony? Crash? Sorry, they're gone.
If we take I think Horizon's a really good comparison point.
New IP.
It's not Bleeding Edge. Yeah, new IP from an established developer. So I think we need to see an established developer get the time and resources to put together their own new IP and actually push it like Sony pushes it, like end a conference with that, with an announcement or a reveal from the Coalition, but it's not Gears of War, or from 343, but it's not Halo, right? This is a new IP. We're starting from the ground up, and it's single player story based with a big multiplayer suite, right? Like, you need something from an established developer to spark something to say, oh, Microsoft is funding it. Microsoft is backing these big experiences that have both this big single player aspect and a multiplayer aspect that we can really latch onto as a community.
See, I feel like Ninja Theory is that now, where I know they have a smaller team, yeah? And I'm really interested to see how this new Hellblade is.
Yeah.
Like, with it being... So they've got more funding, it's a bigger team than the first, but still quite small. It's like, can that live up to the expectations that people want? They're in such different positions, Sony and Microsoft, when it comes to their studios. Microsoft have 15 new studios now, or 15 studios altogether. Correlation makes Gears of War. That's what they do. They make Gears of War games. 343 makes Halo. So you can't... It's hard to use those two. Now my thing goes, okay, cool. What is the Initiative working on? What is Undead Labs working on? What is Playground working on besides Forza Horizon? What is Obsidian's next game after what they just released? What's Compulsion's game next? Like, if you look at Compulsion, especially Compulsion, after watching that documentary they put out on YouTube, I was blown away. I'm like, if you really take back what We Happy Few is, like, you strip it back, there's a good game in there. Unfortunately, it is mixed with survival elements and this, and then it's in London, and it's this, and it's that. But if you can strip that back a little bit and go, okay, we are making this game, I think you've got something good on your hands there. And I feel like we're waiting for, like, our Uncharted. I don't think we're going to get it. I don't think that's what Xbox is.
Yeah.
Looking at a list of studios, Playground Games there's been a lot of rumors around.
They're gonna make
working
Fable.
on.
Yeah.
Ideally.
Ideally, yeah, and that maybe Playground, maybe that whatever this new Fable game is
what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still don't think it's going to be compared, because I guarantee the art style is not going to be the way Horizon is. And I feel like that's instantly where people go, right? It's like, you look at Horizon and it's like, wow, look how beautiful it is. And then, like, you look at Fable, I can still look at Fable 2, 3 today, and I can go, that's a good looking game. Like, it's not, for what it is, like,
Yeah.
That's the problem. Xbox. That's why I'm excited for what Initiative are doing, because that's what I'm expecting to be. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm expecting it to be humans, so they can show off how beautiful the tech is. It's going to be that level of game I'm expecting from them. Will it happen? I don't know. But Phil's out there testing it at the moment, as we know. Saw pictures early. So I don't know, man. It's like, I don't know. It's interesting. I don't see the comparisons myself, but maybe I've been in it too long, where I'm like, I'm not comparing the studios anymore. Sony do this very well. Microsoft do this very well.
Yeah. I honestly, like, I think Microsoft just needs to show a gameplay with a really cool concept that looks nice and then deliver on it. And I think the second part will be big to start getting people into being invested in Microsoft games. I don't think it'll be an immediate thing. I think for Xbox fans and Game Pass, that does a huge bump for that. But I think for the general public, like, it will be a slow burn to get people invested into it.
Yeah. As far as like addressing the question, taking Bleeding Edge out, the only other like new Microsoft IP this gen that I could think of is Sea of Thieves. But even then, that had a rocky launch. The marketing was a little weird, and the game didn't feel polished enough. So if Microsoft were to introduce a new IP,
I disagree with you on the game being polished. The game was polished fine. There was nothing to do in it. Is what my biggest problem was.
Yeah. It was kind of like an empty sandbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess what I was trying to say was the game didn't feel finished.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah.
So if Microsoft were to introduce a new IP, they had to learn from what they did with Sea of Thieves. Like, okay, we had to market the game better, explain what it is, what people can expect from this game, and deliver a full-fledged product instead of having to do what they did with Sea of Thieves and having to do like monthly updates to the game constantly to get the player base back in.
It has to have a good launch. Like, it has to be a complete experience on launch.
I agree. That's something I feel like I think you've hit the nail on the head there, which is what I feel like maybe not all, that's probably too far, but a lot of Microsoft games have had a problem with so far. Gears of War, Sea of Thieves, I was just going to say, Master Chief Collection, State of Decay 2, the online didn't work properly. Like, these are all games that I am personally, as an Xbox fanboy, as most people know, like, I love these games, don't get me wrong, but I'm interested to see what they do with Bleeding Edge. That's the next one, right? I believe.
The beta is this weekend.
Yeah, the beta is this weekend. I'm interested to see how that performs and how people will either go, oh, this is really cool, or they're gonna be like, I don't like this. It's Overwatch but fighting. That's what it is. Like, when I played it, it's so fun. So fun. How long does it last though? That's my thing.
Right.
So I guess we'll have to wait and see.
We'll see.
We will.
Game Pass is going to help that out a lot.
Definitely. Next question is from Teddy Chineris. That's that right?
Yep.
Yeah, shout out to me. I'm the best. Number one. What is your favorite part of Assassin's Creed Odyssey? Crash, what's your favorite part? I know it's your favorite Assassin's Creed, so.
How it's a stealth game and you get to assassinate people by pressing a button. Oh, wait, you can't do that.
I hate you so much. Why'd you hate on my favorite? No, actually. Origins is my favorite.
The options.
Origins is my favorite Assassin's Creed. Yeah.
Yeah, he has bad taste. Don't mind him.
All right, fair.
I mean, I'm not going to say that. Don't worry.
Say it.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Ahead.
Have you got no favorite parts of that game then?
The options.
Oh,
like dialogue
literally.
Options and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Bunny?
God, that game is so big, and
that's the worst part of it.
Yeah.
For me.
So it's hard to pick. Like, I don't know. I really liked the Cassandra, the lead female.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, she was a really interesting character, I thought, and I really enjoyed her snark and wit. Like, I think she was probably my favorite part of the game. As far as I played, I did not get super deep into it, but that her character and reaction and interaction with the world around her was definitely my favorite part.
Fair enough. Ziggles?
my favorite part is definitely the RPG aspects of the game. You get gear, you can level up the gears, special loadouts, your character levels up, you have your skill trees, and what Takesh was saying, the options, which is, I feel, new to Assassin's Creed, where you can actually change how the story plays out in smaller ways. And that's interesting to see with how Assassin's Creed usually has a strict canon. Now players have an influence on parts of that canon. It's that's a cool change to what I expect from the gameplay series. But yeah, definitely the RPG elements that started in Origins, correct?
Yeah.
And they evolved it into this, as well as the whole, not Nemesis system, but that one system where they had the Cult of Cosmos. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And being able to track down bounties and whatnot, that was cool.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with all of you. It's Odyssey for me again was just Origins was better for me personally, just because I liked Bayek as a character better. I liked Egypt. I went to Egypt because of the goddamn game. That tells you everything you need to know. Odyssey for me, they stripped away the best part for me, which was the hunting and building that sort of stuff for me. And again, it wasn't you have to go out and hunt, but leveling up your patches and stuff like that. I really enjoyed that. I remember being there talking to Kresh all the time. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, hunting ducks and hunting this or hunting that or hunting birds. And it's for what? I'm like, just so I can carry more arrows. I missed that part in Odyssey. My favourite part though, I actually think the story is really good. Really enjoyed the story. Again, it's a little bit long in the tooth, especially when you have that much going on. I would much rather a condensed main story. So bring that down to 20 to 30 hours and then let people go crazy with how much you got. World is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah. It's very much of the Witcher for me, where you open that map and you go, oh god, there's too much to do. I don't like this. It's too much to do.
You finish that first island, you're just kind of all right, cool. Let me hit this. And you're like, wait.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's you've seen 3% of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And yeah, I think that's a good thing and a bad thing, right? I suppose they don't expect you to get to everything, but as a gamer, I'm sure we all have it. We're like, well, we want to see it all. We want to see every part of this, and it's it's just not doable. Well, yeah.
They made a game that could be somebody's only game for a whole year,
100%,
which I think was their goal with it.
I think they know. I think they know
playing one game.
It's FIFA, Madden, COD, Assassin's Creed. They know that some people buy those games, and it's just that. So they have to give them, and I do think Ubisoft do a good job of that, of giving them bang for their buck when it comes to, especially the latest Assassin's Creed games. I can't speak of anything before that, but.
They've also been really good with their post-launch support and updates.
You got
absolutely.
Yeah, they did a great job in
Origins
both.
Had a weird Final Fantasy crossover. They do a lot of cool, weird little things. They don't take themselves too seriously, and they're not super predatory to their consumers. They're a solid company.
Again, I think that's something they've learned from, because they've definitely had problems in Assassin's Creed with microtransactions and things like that. I remember that being in Unity, it was a big thing. Unity again, being a big thing, and it feels like they've learned from that. So yeah, it's good. I enjoy it. I always wanted to go back to Odyssey and just never had the time, nor a part of me just what am I going to get out of this? I'm going to jump in and go, this is too much. This is too much. I don't want this. So bring on Cyberpunk.
Until I see how big that is.
Dude. Oh, God. The next question is, what's your favourite food and colours? But we're going to skip that one. Teddy's an idiot. Bun him.
And Teddy.
What's your favourite colour, Zygo?
Green.
Yeah, I knew that. Bunny?
It's not perceivable by the human eye. I can't describe it.
Perfect. Crash?
Blue, red. Whatever.
Yeah,
whatever color you think is my favorite, that's my favorite.
And mine's red. Simple. Alright, moving on.
Crash loves pink. Alright.
There you go.
Last question in Fixer Sack this week. We got, with COD bringing back Rust in Season 2, do you think more games should remaster maps from older games, or just keep with new maps and settings? What game and map do you wish a developer would bring back into a current title from Phil556. So was out of this twofold. The first part, should more games bring back old maps in games? I think no, personally. I don't. I'm gonna get shit for this one, I'm sure. I buy new games for new stuff.
Wow, can't believe you said that.
So I'm kind of sick of, and don't get me wrong, it is nice to go back to these old maps. Playing COD, I've done it myself, where I'm like, this is it's nostalgia. It brings back that, I remember this, but it's still not the same. And again, I would much rather build those new memories in these new maps, but instead I'm playing the same maps from Call of Duty 4. Yeah, well, yeah, it's Nuketown, it's a couple other ones I don't know them by name, so I'm not like that into COD. But I'm like, I bought this new game for £60, and I'm playing the same thing that I played when I was in year 7. It's kind of weird. So for me, I would rather, you can sprinkle it in here and there, but COD's done the thing where it started off really good, where it was just new maps, and then we got one, and now we got another, and now we got Rust. It's like, you're selling me the same shit that I've already bought. Like, and I get what the argument's going to be, but you're just getting more added on, right? It's just more. We've already made these other maps. But I don't feel like we get like the same level of map anymore as we used to in COD. And obviously because I used to sell them, so they had more a reason to put out more maps, and now they have to give them away due to Battle Pass and stuff like that, and people not wanting to split player base. But for me, it's just like, no, just give me new. I want new stuff, personally.
I'm kind of like, I'll take older maps only if it's a good older map, not necessarily because it's popular. Because I think a Call of Duty does a lot. Like, it'll bring back Nuketown. I don't think Nuketown's a good map. I think Nuketown's just a popular map.
Nuketown is a balanced map, and that's why it's so popular.
I hate that map so much. It's such a bad map. I think what's important, yeah,
and it's easy to put in any Call of Duty gameplay type, like the old boots on the ground, the run and gun Black Ops, and
Search and Destroy,
new Modern Warfare. Yeah, like it's just
works.
An easy map. Yeah.
I want the best possible multiplayer experience, and if that means you have to put in old maps that
smash
that work really well, I'm fine with that, as long as it's not only old maps. Like Call of Duty is just like on a whole binge of old maps right now. I think as long as it's a decent mix of like old maps and new maps, I'm fine with it. As long as it's the best possible map.
In the same breath, we gotta remember is they want this. I am not the hardcore COD player. The hardcore COD player wants this. They want Rust back. They want these old maps back. That's what they like. Good for them. But if you're asking my opinion, I want no. Zyga?
So I don't have an experience with COD at all, so I'm just going to speak with my experiences with Halo, for example.
Okay.
I personally love it when Halo brings old maps back in either updates or DLC, whatnot. Like, one of my favorite maps is Blood Gulch, or I forget what they call it in 3, but like that starting like Capture the Flag map where it's just 2 bases in the Box Canyon, and it's featured heavily in Red versus Blue, but like whenever they bring old maps back, they always add new things to it. Like, they added like a little basement area to the thing. They added cave systems off to the side. So whenever, let's say when Halo 6 comes out and they were to bring back a few old maps, I definitely want to see what changes are added to the map, how new weapons or vehicle types will affect the map in any way. I personally like it when classic maps get revamped, but I do appreciate more newer maps. Like, I want to have a balance of, let's say, 90% new maps and then 10% like, oh, here's the classic greatest hits of maps that people already have an understanding of, because I feel like anyone new jumping into the game now is like, oh, I don't know any of these new maps, but I know this one classic map. I'll start multiplayer here and slowly work my way into the new maps.
Yeah, see, I'm the opposite, because I find that whenever I play Rust or Nuketown or whatever it is, it's like the hardcore players know how to play that map. So me, as not a hardcore, as a casual, I come in and I'm just dying every 2 seconds. Like, oh god, get a life. Like, at least when we play a new map, like, I can be bad on that map, but you're also learning that map. I'm just bad. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Where we play an old map. God.
If like Call of Duty is every year, right? So, and we get like a remaster of the same map every year almost. It
Yes.
seems, right? Whereas with Halo, those games are spaced much farther apart. Does it feel different when the games are farther apart?
I talk Gears. I can't talk Halo because I don't play Halo. But I don't even like it in Gears. It's like it's the same thing where I'm like, I love Clock Tower. It's a great map. It's one of my favorite maps of all time. But if I want that map, I can go play Gears of War Ultimate. I can. Like, I don't need. And don't get me wrong, we're getting to this weird point. What? Crash is making faces. Go on.
It's Clock Tower and Gears of War Ultimate.
Gears 1.
It's Clock Tower Gears 1.
Yeah.
It might be. I can't remember.
Unless I'm talking to the wrong map. 2 sides. You both start left and right. Clock Tower's in the middle. Boom shot underneath the clock tower.
I remember that map.
That's Gears 1. Yeah, definitely. I'm 100% right.
Possibly.
What I would maybe.
Would you rather have a worse map that's new,
Yes.
or a better map?
No,
That's...
I'd rather a worse map that's new. At least you're making something new. At least I want new. Like, I get where all of you are coming from. And I'm not talking from a competitive point of view. I'm talking just from, I bought this brand new game, I open it, and don't get me wrong, usually it is either up there or something like that. It's not usually out of the box. But it's like, oh, I don't want this map, I want the old map. It's same with PUBG. PUBG should never have added new maps. Because now all I do is go, I want the old map. Like, I know it's not the same point of view, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like, I want
all angle all the time.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, man. That's just me though. That's just me.
Give me that snow map.
That snow map sucks.
That's my favorite map. It's the right size. It's the right size. It's not tiny. It's not giant.
I want the giant one so I have downtime to hide.
I understand. You're scared.
I just won't go to Georgie Pool.
Exactly. Tell me about it.
George, let's
Georgie
drop
Pool.
South George.
The other part of this question is, what map would you like to see a developer bring back into a current title? I honestly don't have any because I just don't
Bring
play.
back South George. Do it, you cowards.
Okay. Anything? Anybody got anything?
I want Fortnite to bring the OG map from season 1 back.
That would be dope.
Just to throw people off.
That would be dope. New season. Maybe they wait until Fortnite Chapter 3 comes out, and then it's an old school, bring it back.
The old map.
Ooh,
Yeah,
what
just
if,
to
like,
confuse
The
people.
version 1.0 map.
That would be cool.
what if, like, across a whole month they just constantly change the map, quickly updating it through all the updates they've ever had?
That would be real cool.
Ooh.
I like it.
Get on it. Get on it, Epic.
Get on it, Epic. You got the money. Make it happen. Let's get into what's been in our box. We'll start with you, Zyger. What you been playing this week?
So, like I said in the beginning of the podcast, I have slowly been getting back into console gaming. So the only thing I've been playing right now is Halo Reach because I'm addicted to that game, and it's the
so
best
good.
Halo. It's so good. Yeah, I've just been playing a lot of the multiplayer, usually Griffball, because it's just like this fun mini game type that is over in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's so good. That and Hearthstone, but that's a mobile game. We don't
Get
talk
out
about
of
it.
here. Get out of here. Bunny, what you been playing?
I've been playing a little game called Darksiders Genesis.
Oh, I've heard of that. How
it's
is it?
fun. It might be my favorite Darksiders game.
Should game of the year so
We'll
far?
see. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it might be.
That's the only game we played.
There haven't been many games this year.
No,
yeah,
exactly.
so far.
Everything else got delayed.
Exactly. So tell me about it a little bit. What were we expecting when we go into this?
Okay, so it is a co-op or single player, like 2-player co-op or single player twin stick shooter.
Okay.
With a little bit of some Metroidvania, like get your ability later and come back to this level and to unlock everything.
Yeah.
You can play as Strife or War. In co-op, like one person is one of those horsemen.
Yeah.
Strife is mostly like a gun shooting, like he's basically McCree with an extra gun.
Okay. McCree from Overwatch.
Yes, and he's very sarcastic, talkative kind of thing, and is a great counter to War, who from Darksiders 1, who you have a lot of the same moves. It feels really nice to play as War. He's very up in your face, just hacking and slashing and stabbing and punching everything that he possibly can.
Yeah.
And they play off each other really great. So they have these really fun little cutscenes where Strife will make some really dumb, sarcastic comment, and War just doesn't get it. It almost reminds me of Peter Quill and Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So you definitely like that. If you like twin stick shooters at all or Darksiders at all, you're probably gonna like this game. It's got some issues, but it is fun. I'm definitely enjoying myself.
So what are the issues?
Playing this. Some of the camera stuff is weird, like because it's a set isometric camera angle, like Diablo, right? But there's been a few points, and not very many, that it's like a huge issue. But there's been some points where I'm like in the middle of combat, and like a bridge just like completely covers my view, and all I can see are the like blue outlines of me and the enemies. Like, just make that like transparent. Like that would have been really nice. And like some weirdness with getting on the horses and getting off, and like it's small things mostly, nothing that's broken the experience at all. But definitely a lot of fun. I enjoy that quite a bit.
Fair enough.
A lot more than I was expecting to, really.
And we can expect a review on it soon?
Yes.
Nice.
Hopefully, the game launches on Xbox on Friday.
Perfect.
And I'm hoping to have that finished probably in time for that. So
perfect.
Yeah, and then I've been playing on my Xbox. Been playing a little bit of these Warriors games. They're pretty cool.
What the hell are they?
This is Dynasty Warriors 9.
Oh, never heard
and
of
this
it.
is Warriors Orochi 4.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, they're just little indie games. Nobody's ever played them before. First game in each series, surprisingly. But I've also been playing NHL.
Nice.
20.
Of course.
I got a problem.
Of course.
Chell is.
Chell, you're not calling Chell. You are not calling
It's
that
called
Chell on this
Chell.
podcast.
It's called Chell.
I'll
It is
kick
called
you
Call
off.
it Chell.
I don't give a Chell.
They call it Chell. They
never-
call
I don't know
it. It's
what
what
that
they
is.
call it.
Was
When
it
you become
Coachella?
Part of the Chell community. No, it's NHL. But like when you say NHL really fast, you get Chell.
No, you don't.
That's
Look, let
what
me
it's
prove
called.
it. NHL. There you go.
Chell. Yeah.
No, it's not.
I
Not
heard
even
it
the
3
same.
times.
Look, as someone who's dyslexic and can't read at the best of times, don't change words and letters to mean different things. All right? Don't do it.
People who play the games
Yeah.
call it Chell.
Yep.
You also call football the wrong football. All right? You
Okay,
call it soccer.
Call
Do I?
Duty COD.
All right?
I
This is
still
the-
refer to American football as American football
Damn straight.
from my time playing FIFA 11.
Legend. That's why. Yeah. Crash.
But yeah, no,
Go on.
Chell, really good. Chell is really good this year.
Whatever. We don't care about
Bring
your
it
hockey.
on, Chell 21.
Crash, what you been playing?
Apex.
Is that it?
I played a little bit of Smite.
Oh no! Oh no! Are you going back?
I've been as of late.
no.
I've been a little bit tempted.
I've lost
play
Crash.
it, and I'm like,
Teach me,
I'm
senpai.
good,
I've
and I
lost
step
my-
away.
I've lost my
Playing
friend.
Smite to me.
Not right now because we're already going long. But yes, Crash will teach you one day. Make it happen.
I want to know. Okay, just tell me this: is it more MOBA than shooter? Because I loved this
It's not a
little
shooter
game,
at all.
Battleborn. Okay,
It's
so
not
it's
a shooter.
way
Yeah,
more. Okay.
It's not,
Yeah,
I've
no.
seen it
It's
from
not
like a
like
third-person
the-
perspective, though, right?
Yeah.
It is
No,
third person perspective.
We're not doing this. No,
It
we're
is,
already going long. Stop. No.
Okay.
No.
I
No.
apologize,
We haven't
buddy.
even got through the
Paul said we
news,
can't
and we're
talk
already
about
at an hour, and I've
He's
got to
yelling at
go.
us to get back
no.
to work.
No.
For the Battleborn spoiler cast. Wait.
God damn it. I hate you. You guys suck. I'm going to get through quickly. Anything else, Chris?
No, that's about it.
So, how's Apex? You enjoying it?
Yeah.
I carried you to a
I'm
win
making
today,
a lot right now.
didn't I?
Did you?
I
Did
mean,
you know?
I did.
I
Didn't
don't know,
I?
I fell asleep. I fell asleep during the stream. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, I did. We did win.
Because he didn't carry to win, that's why you fell asleep. I agree.
I mean, I won. We won, and I did the most damage.
We did win.
I did the
You
most
did the
damage.
most damage. I don't know if you did enough damage to quantify as a carry.
Literally 1,000 damage.
Yeah.
How many kills though?
2.
So you did.
He did a lot more
Damage
damage
worth
than he
of
got
damage?
kills. He shot a lot more people than he killed.
That's because my teammates steal my kills.
No. We didn't have lock kills as a whole team because 5 whole teams were fighting each other while we were off looking at them.
Fun. And yeah, I've been playing a little game called Zombie Army 4. I've just finished it literally an hour before doing this podcast. It's good.
1 out of 10.
Pardon?
1 out of 10.
No, I've got to do a review for it. Probably I'll do a video review for it soon. Hopefully ASAP. If I had, no, I'm not gonna score it on here just because I need to think about it a bit more. But I had a good time with it. It is literally.
Would you recommend it?
Yes, I would. If you are into zombie shooting games, if you are into hordes of zombies running at you, and you kill them if you got friends to play it, even better. If not, yeah, it's fine. It's not. There is nothing more here. That's all I'm saying. It is a solid third-person shooting game where you have light. You've got perks and you've got light upgrade abilities and there's collectibles. It is simple. It is a very, 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 very simple game. You can turn your brain off. You can shoot zombies. Done. That is what it is. And
there's also testicle shots.
Yeah, obviously the thing that does bring it up a bit is the fact of it is done by the Sniper Elite team, so it does have like the X-ray vision kills, which are really cool. Do they wear thin after a while? No, they don't, because I enjoy watching it every single time. No,
4 Sniper Elite games and 4 Zombie Army games.
Yeah,
I don't think those are wearing off.
No, honestly, I don't. For me, it's the story is just dumb. It's so dumb, and it's like, okay, great. So at the end of the day, it was my podcast game. I listened to the story, and then I'd pause when this story, and then carry on listening to a podcast. Like, it was the perfect turn your brain off game. And if that's what you were looking to go into, then that's what you'll get. $40, I believe. So it's not a $60 game. No, it took me about 8 to 10 hours to beat, and yeah, I had fun with it. And I played it solo. It would be a lot more fun. Co-op. I think it's better than World War Z. And we didn't hate World War Z, me and Crash, when we played it, right?
Yeah.
It's better than that. There's better guns. I like the mine. You can pick up like mines. You can pick up grenades, different type of grenades. You customize your gun with like electrical or explosive rounds. Like, yeah, there's stuff there. It's cool. But that's enough of that. Let's get into this week's dashboard, aka the news. And we're going to have to skip some, but the big one I want to talk about definitely before is Phil Spencer says, we see Amazon and Google as our main competition. Speaking with a newly launched tech publication Protocol, Spencer said to the company's Japanese counterpart lack the means to compete. The Japanese counterpart lacked the means to compete with the high-end clad infrastructure. Quote, when you talk about Nintendo and Sony, we have a ton of respect to them, but we see Amazon and Google as our main competition going forward, he said. That's not to disrespect Nintendo and Sony, but traditional gaming companies are somewhat out of position. I guess they could try to recreate Azure, but we've invested tens of billions of dollars in cloud over the years. Zyger, how dare he, right? How dare he say this? Because the internet was on fire, man.
I mean, honestly, I agree with Phil, though. Like, Nintendo and Sony are playing checkers, and Microsoft was playing checkers at the beginning of this generation. They looked over to Amazon and Google, who are playing chess. It's like, yo, I need to start playing chess.
Yeah.
Like, in 2018, Sony had a deal with Microsoft to use Azure in the future.
They still do,
Yeah, like, Nintendo's probably going to do the same. Like, Nintendo and Sony cannot make a cloud infrastructure. Like, if you look at just Sony,
Sony does.
Nintendo doesn't know what they're doing, and Sony's PSN is all duct taped together.
True,
so, like,
that's very true.
Yeah,
Microsoft's like planning ahead for the future, which, like, okay, I respect that.
I think from a headline standpoint, it is very much calm down, Phil. I was like, oh God, like, calm down. You just lost this gen. But when you think of it from a bigger picture, he makes some really great points, right? Which is, consoles are dying. Consoles are going away. Obviously, you can look up Sony having the biggest launch ever. I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about forever, like in the future. Plastic boxes are going away. Like, Google Stadia are here, and they're trying. Obviously, not successful. No,
Are
but
they trying now?
they are trying, unfortunately, but not
I don't know
successful.
if they are.
Where if you look at when XCloud is here, I've played on XCloud. Like, it is not perfect, but it is very good at the moment. Internet infrastructure is only getting better across the world, and I kind of agree with him.
Everywhere except the US.
No, in the US as well, it is getting better. Year over year, the internet is getting better.
In the cities that have had it, yes, absolutely.
Year over year.
The small towns and cities that have finally decided to put their own infrastructure in, yes. But in the vast majority of the US, it is still terrible.
I watched Patriot about the internet stuff, alright? I know everything I need to know now.
I watched every episode of Patriot.
So have I. I'm more a fan than you are, god damn it. No, but I kind of agree. Where it's like, I think I generally believe that Sony will outsell Xbox on the next console again because of the brand awareness, the brand loyalty, things like that. I think Xbox is going to do just fine. But I don't think when I say Xbox, I mean Microsoft. Microsoft not worried. They're going to make profits. They're going to make money. They're going to keep playing second fiddle until the right moment comes along, and they're like, okay, here we go. This is our moment. This is our chance. This is what we need to do. And it will be
his next quote though.
His next quote is a bit okay. I don't want to. I'll read it. It's fine. I don't want to be in a fight over format wars with those guys. While Amazon and Google are focusing on how to get gaming to 7 billion people around the world. He added. Ultimately, that's the goal.
Getting gaming to 7 billion people around the world. I like that that's still his focus. Like, we want to make gaming as accessible as possible, and Microsoft has done a great job of that so far with Game Pass and Xbox Live, and the Xbox Adaptive Controller is insanely cool. I like the focus on getting games specifically to as many people as possible.
Yeah.
That's a huge turnaround from the beginning of this generation.
It is, but when the problem I think they have in this, and I think Crash has brought this up on the show before, which is like Amazon and Google can go for the mobile market, where Xbox currently have one mobile game, which is Gears Pop, which at launch, very good. I enjoyed it for 10 seconds, and now I'm done with it. Like, are they then going to... So what's the plan? To leverage the IP to make mobile games like Gears Pop and hope that one of them becomes Hearthstone, Clash of Clans, whatever it is? Is that the plan? Like, I don't know. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting to see where we go with Microsoft and how they're going to decide to try and get this to 7 billion people as well. My mum doesn't want a controller. My mum doesn't want a controller. Simple as. And she would technically be a gamer. Like, she plays games on her phone. Haley's dad in the other room plays Candy Crush non-stop. But he doesn't want a controller. And there's something you've spoken about a lot, Crash, which is the casual market don't want controllers.
Yeah. It's just like it's gonna be kind of hard to sell to those type of people, and I think that'll always be the issue. Even Stadia will have that issue. Even Amazon will have that issue. Is getting people who aren't interested in what they view as gaming into gaming, right? Because technically, when you are playing Candy Crush, you are playing a game.
100%.
But they'll never view it like that. And I don't know what angle Microsoft's taking in getting these 7 billion. Is it through xCloud or is it through games in general? Because if it's through xCloud, I don't think that's a...
I think it's both. I don't think it's just... I think they've proved that with Gears Pop, right? Where it's like, all right, well, here's a test case for a game that we wanted to see how it would work.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. We'll see if when they announce the next mobile game, when they announced Halo Pop or whatever.
Yeah. Let's hope.
So it'll be interesting to watch this unfold, and I am interested to see sort of Sony and Nintendo's approach to this in the future, because I do think we are going to go into a more of a streaming platform of games
100%
in the future. I don't think it'll be next gen or the
No,
gen after.
I agree.
I don't think plastic boxes will ever go away, but I think they'll have less and less utility. The reason plastic boxes won't ever go away is because there are a lot of places in the world where internet isn't accessible, but they do play a lot of games.
Yeah.
So
and then
it'll
there's
be
people like me who are like, I want to build my box and I want to tinker with it and play with it. And, like,
PC nerd.
The hardware's half the fun, and even with Series X, I am very excited to see that.
I'm glad you are. I'm glad
Fix
you
does
are.
not approve.
No, I don't not approve. I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, I'm still struggling to get myself amped up for this next gen. Still struggling. I'm way more excited for a PS5 than I am an Xbox Series X. Nuts. Because I know there's going to be exclusive games.
Right.
I know there's a reason to buy the goddamn box.
Okay.
Yeah.
Simple.
That makes sense.
Simple.
Do you though?
Do I know what?
That there's a reason to buy the box at launch. They don't have any launch titles confirmed at all.
I guarantee. Yeah, they do. They already have one. No, it's not that. It's what's that game? Godfall. There you go.
Yeah.
It's a launch game.
Did they confirm that was a launch title?
Yeah.
I just heard it was coming to PS5.
I thought it was a launch title.
It's a launch.
My Xbox and me, the #1 PlayStation 5 podcast.
I hate you.
We're selling you guys on the PS5 today.
Any thoughts on this, Zygo?
On the Microsoft thing? Or with the
Amazon
cloud
and
system?
Google, yes.
Yeah. I thought I already gave my thoughts on it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I was the first person you asked.
Oh, might have been. I don't know. I zone out after a while. Next up, dude, I'm not gonna lie. 4-man podcast. I've missed just 2-man podcasting with you, Crash, already. I'm like, get these smucks out of here. No, sorry, I apologize for that. Square Enix Outriders coming holiday 2020. It's a Series X confirmed game. Brand new trailer. Did anyone see the trailer for this?
Yeah.
No.
I have not.
Yeah, brand new trailer dropped for the Square Enix Outriders has been revealed. Will be launching holiday for not just the Xbox Series X, not the Xbox One, PS4, and PC, but also for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. Outriders news trailer, which you can see below, you can't, shows more than 1 to 3 players, drop in, drop out, third person shooter, and takes place on the ruined world of Enko.
Enoch?
Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. Enoch, Enko. See, I go for I think yours makes way more sense. I'll give you that.
I also read it as the way Fix said it. But
Okay.
then after I said like, oh no, that's accurate. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not the only dumb one here. That's good. Okay.
Yeah, nope.
Perfect.
I read it exactly how you said it.
That's why I'm here. I have an English
Are you
degree.
sure it's Enoch? Enoch?
Enoch?
Enoch.
It's definitely Enoch.
Knock?
Yep.
CH doesn't make a sound.
At the end of a word, it can, and usually when it comes after no, it does.
That's
and
see,
English
dyslexia
language is fucking
sucks.
Stupid,
I hate
so-
it.
English
The
sucks.
English language sucks.
Yo, whoa,
Yeah.
let's all bully the English guy. Okay, I see how it is.
No,
Calm
the
down,
English
everyone.
language. Oh,
We
God.
speak English too, Fix.
Do you?
That's pretty rude.
Sorta.
You speak American.
We speak English.
True.
We speak the improved upon version of
With
what you
freedom.
speak. Yeah, with a little bit of freedom thrown in there.
You realize that I edit this podcast, right? I will edit you out of this
shit.
podcast.
Go ahead. You all have podcasts.
Big
You have
old
one
block over
podcast.
crash.
Oh, there's a lot of downtime in this podcast.
I've done it once, I'll do it again.
Just
Um,
ask the question to nobody. It sat there for like 5 minutes.
2K Games announced the new studio founded by Call of Duty director. 2K Games has officially announced the name of the 2K Silicon Valley studio, a development studio founded in 2019 by ex-Sledgehammer Games co-founder Michael Condrey. Going forward, it will be called 31st Union, and the studio is already working on a new IP. Quote, 31st Union is off to an incredible start with a passionate and talented team. Go on, guys. Someone's following it.
And intention to culture.
Thank you. Okay,
the
cool. There you go. I got you.
inclusivity
All right.
and Greater
Damn,
representation.
Bunny just come in and took out my whole statement. Jesus.
Who's helping you?
New IP we're extremely excited about it, said Quadri in the statement.
Wait. Bunny was helping you. He was offering you help. It was a helping hand.
F you.
And oh my.
He says somebody help me, I help him. This is what I get.
I just
God.
need one word,
You made it
alright?
with the one word.
I just need one word, god damn it.
It was intention, Fix. You want me to spell it for you?
Whoa, okay, now we're actually going to bully me on my own podcast? Say no more. Don't worry. Now you're getting a pay cut. Simple.
Oh shit. I mean, oh no.
There's no real news here, to be honest with you, apart from the studio's got a name. So, congratulations to them. Look forward to see what they do. Take Two, don't screw it
Yep,
up.
Same.
Don't screw it up.
Yeah.
2K, not Take Two.
2K. Don't screw it up.
You're right.
Yeah. Did I say Take-Two the first time?
No, you said 2K.
So
Thank
you said
God.
2K.
Cool. Ubisoft confirms 5 AAA games planned for release of late 2020 and early 2021. Ubisoft will release 5 new AAA games in 2020 to 2021, with 3 of them being released by the end of this year, and 2 of them being in early 2021. That sounds so weird saying that. And none of them will be Beyond Good and Evil 2. Quote, we have evolved our organization structure in recent months, and in order to strengthen our focus on higher potential titles, and we are very excited about the idea of releasing 5 new AAA games in 2020 to 2021, said Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot during the Q3 TY 2020 investors call during a Q&A. Blah 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 blah. They go on to say, Beyond Good and Evil 2 is not one of the 5 planned games releasing this year. So, we got Watch Dogs, Rainbow Six, Quarantine, Gods and Monsters, Assassin's Creed, and I'm missing one.
Is it
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
was trying
that
to figure out
horror
what it
game?
was.
Wait, what? You all spoke
Skull
at
and
once.
Bones.
No, it
Skull
won't
and
be
Bones?
Skull and Bones. Don't lie.
You think that game's coming out?
Yeah, I
don't
do,
know.
but just not yet.
I think it's dead.
It might be. Might be dead in the water.
I don't think so.
I want it to be dead in the
Like
water.
a sinking ship.
Ah, Jesus, that was bad even for you.
Beyond Good and Evil, the next gen game, right?
Yes.
Definitely.
Early next gen, which would be good. It'd be good for it.
I would
It'd be
say
good for
mid
it.
next gen.
I think so.
You think so?
I think
mid next gen.
Jason Schreier on Twitter said that it was going to be a new Far Cry game.
Ooh.
Is it gonna be Far Cry 6?
I mean,
He said a new Far Cry game. He
Well-
did not say what it would be.
I'm not. You know, you've said that now. I
Didn't
went.
they
Ooh,
confirm that
I enjoyed Far Cry.
6 was gonna be like an actual sequel to 5.
Crap. What was the other Far Cry we played? What was it? What was it called? With the
We
two
got
twins.
Far Cry New Dawn.
New Dawn.
New
That's
Dawn.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Far Cry New Dawn was okay. It wasn't
It had
anything
some
crazy.
really interesting weapons, but yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Like it had that like blade launcher slingshot thing.
I
That was
remember
cool.
that. Yeah. And again, they do such a bad job with the villains in there. They're so interested and don't get any time on screen.
Yep.
It sucks.
Yep.
It's like the only one that I
And
really
they've been
enjoyed
trying
was
to
3.
recreate Voss for a long time.
But they gave Voss screen time.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
And
give
then
them-
they've been trying to
give him screen
reproduce it,
time.
and
That's-
they haven't given any of. They didn't give Troy Baker screen time in 4.
Nope.
Or the Joseph.
Yeah.
The actual lead guy. They didn't give him nearly enough screen time.
He had 2
in
games.
5.
They still weren't good enough.
Yeah, like still didn't have as much screen time as Voss did in 1.
No, Voss is amazing though.
Yeah,
One of the best villains ever.
Shout out to Voss.
absolutely.
Are any of you excited for any of these Ubisoft games though? Obviously, I'm really excited
I'm
for
having
Rainbow.
a hard time getting exciting.
You're having a hard time getting excited? I've got a pill for you if you need it.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time getting excited for this.
I mean, I'm looking forward to a new Assassin's Creed, obviously. They've taken enough time away that I want a new one, which is good. That's how I should be feeling about video game franchises. Gods and Monsters did nothing for me in that weird teaser at E3 that they had. Rainbow Six, I'm a huge Rainbow fan, so to have a new Rainbow game, which is PvE, I'm interested in that personally. And then Watch Dogs, me and Watch Dogs have a love-hate relationship, but I do like the look of this new one.
I'm not sure how I feel about this new one.
Okay. What's wrong with it?
I just don't know. Like, it doesn't feel like it has a main character. It feels
It
like
doesn't.
a concept.
Doesn't.
Yeah, it feels like a concept instead of a game. You know, like from what
Okay.
I've seen. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it does make sense. Why? I've said this on the podcast a couple of times, but I feel like Watch Dogs Legion will be the first next-gen feeling game that we might not get in that on this gen, but maybe next gen, whatever happens. That, like, for me, it's like every game that's came out so far, not as graphically beautiful, but from a gameplay perspective, could have been done on the 360.
Yeah.
I feel like. I might be wrong. There might be a few out there that I'm like, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah,
Do you know-
there's some things I think that the RAM and the CPU power jump that we got
Yeah.
from 360 to Xbox One is.
Like what?
the Nemesis system in
Okay, good example. Yeah.
Shadow of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor.
Did
Yeah.
not work in the on the 360. Just did
Perfect.
not work.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we saw a huge evolution of that when they ditched that old hardware with Shadow of War.
Yeah.
The Nemesis system is huge. Like that memory.
That's a good point.
Tracking and actually being able to process that at a reasonable time. The power of the hardware definitely unlocked that gameplay wise.
Fair enough. Okay, so I'll go second then. The second next gen Figlin game is because the fact that you can walk up to anybody and just be them, to me, is magical.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting. Again, to me, it feels like a concept. Like it's a cool idea. Like PlayStation has dreams. I'm like, that's a cool idea, but what's the game, right?
Well, I feel like it's still gonna have a story. I still feel like there's gonna be a story going on.
And
there's
there's Watch Dogs after that.
Yeah, and I don't know how interested in that I'm going to be. You know?
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Have you liked the past Watch Dogs?
I liked a bit of Watch Dogs 1.
Jesus.
I really did like Watch Dogs 2. I liked a bit of Watch Dogs 1.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
The driving, right? That's
Oh
like
my
Watch Dogs.
god,
It's always the driving.
Oh, the driving's awful.
Yeah, the driving's terrible in that game. Watch Dogs 2 is pretty good. Like I didn't finish it, but it was.
You sound like
what I
Crash.
wanted,
You don't
I
finish games.
You play enough to get a
I don't
strong
have
opinion.
a problem with putting a game down if I'm not enjoying it enough.
Fair enough.
I respect
It's
that.
too much time to put in.
Can we get Buddy on the podcast for a minute?
Should I leave? Shall I leave?
Yeah, bye, fix.
How many games you beat this year, Crash?
Man, I'm not gonna be able to beat Code Vein
Why?
because I got
That was
there's
last
two
year, you
different-
scrub.
I know, but there's two different paths to take, and I freaked out because I didn't finish something, and then later it turned out because I didn't finish that one thing, I got stuck with a boss that's like impossible to beat.
Oh, you did what I did in
That's only when
Sekiro.
yeah.
Gotta get good, man.
Yeah, don't get good. Just stop. Stop altogether. Zygar, any of these games tickle your fancy?
I definitely want to try Rainbow Six because, like, the last one, Siege, I was interested in, but it's all PvP, and I'm not super PvP focused, so I dropped out immediately. But this one, since it's PvE, I'm far more interested in. I'm interested in the new Assassin's Creed because I loved Odyssey so much. I'm excited to see what Ubisoft does to improve on that.
Yeah.
And Watch Dogs, I have a love-hate relationship also.
Yeah.
I loved 1, didn't love 2.
You loved
Excited to see what
1.
3 does.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
one.
what?
Wait, oh my god.
1, I thought had a
Hot
far
take
more
alert.
interesting story.
Wait, everyone calm down. One at a time. Go,
I felt
Chris.
like Watch Dogs 1 had a far more interesting story than Watch Dogs 2. Watch Dogs 2 was the most predictable thing of all time. I guess the entire game in like the first chapter of the game. And it's like, okay, this game, super easy. I didn't care about any of the characters. They were all super bland. The story was, I thought, kind of a mess. And like they just decided like halfway through that they wanted to do one thing and then change that direction completely. It's like, nah. The world I thought was better, the gameplay I thought was better in 2, but the story I thought was better in 1.
The story
Marcus is so
in
much
1?
more interesting than every single character in Watch Dogs 1.
I haven't played it, but I agree.
Watch Dogs 1 is basically like the main character's
No,
the
I
cinder
know.
block.
It's ridiculous. It's just
It's horrible.
Can we kick Zyger out of my Xbox? I mean,
Yo,
I'm totally down to put it for a vote. I'm totally down to put it for a vote. Zyger, that might be the
just got a
worst
pay
hot
raise.
take. You've been deducted. You might pay again. All right. That might be the worst hot take you've ever had, ever.
I'll surprise you if that's something else. Don't worry.
You know what? I don't care about you anymore. Crash, you good? You feeding these Ubisoft games?
everything but the Watch Dogs game.
What, Gods and Monsters?
Yeah, it's like Breath of the Wild.
You don't know
I
that.
liked what I saw.
You
I
can't
like
prove
the
that.
art style that we saw.
Aesthetically, it was like Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
I think.
Fine.
Mythology is pleasing to me. I'm excited for this game.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And then Assassin's Creed, they have stealth again, Fix. What's not to like about
They
that?
had stealth in the last one, and there'll be one before that.
Back
No,
multiplayer
they had
training,
fake
back
stealth.
They had stealth. They didn't have assassinations. They had stealth.
They had fake stealth.
They had stealth.
It was fake stealth.
It wasn't fake.
It was fake.
All right, we're not going to argue today, Crash. Here are the UK top 10 games ending in February the 8th. Number 1, FIFA 20. Number 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Number 3, GTA 5. Number 4, Ring Fit Adventure. Number 5, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Number 6, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Number 7, Minecraft. Number 8, Zombie Army. Oi, oi. Number 9, Luigi's Mansion. And number 10, NBA 2K20. Crash, that was all me, mate. Me talking about it last week on the podcast.
Yeah.
I boosted all the
Definitely.
ratings for the UK. It was me.
You made it number 8.
Gave
I
a
made it.
bump.
Do you remember when Greg got Taco Eater or whatever it was in the PlayStation
Taco
chart?
Master?
That was it, Taco Master.
Oh yes.
Do you remember that? That was magical. That was magical. Games we go this month, you have got TT Isle of Man from February 1st to February 29th. You have got Call of Cthulhu from February 16th to March 15th. I had a
That's my
brain fart.
birthday.
Which one?
The 16th.
Oh, happy birthday. Yeah, cool.
Oh, thanks.
Fable Heroes available from February 1st to February 15th. And Star Wars Battlefront available February 16th to February 29th. If you haven't downloaded the games, do it. You paid for them. Do it. Zygo, are Games with Gold free?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Okay. Super Killer Bunny, are Games with Gold free?
Sort of.
Okay.
If
Plug.
you have
Let's
gold.
plug and get ourselves out of here. Crash, what you got to plug this week?
MyXboxToMe.com.
Okay, fine. Sure. Bunny, what are you plugging this week?
Yo, my XboxandMe.com on Friday gonna have a review up for Darksiders Genesis. Check that out, and at some point maybe Warriors of Orochi 4 Ultimate.
Yeah, if we get the
knows?
code. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on.
Uh,
I'm waiting.
yeah.
I'm waiting just like you, I promise.
Oh, I'm breathing. I'm not holding my breath.
I
but,
wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. I was told, I guarantee you, if I go downstairs today, I will go check after the podcast. There's a physical copy in my letterbox. Guarantee you. Zygo, anything else?
Yeah, check me out on Twitter
Yes, do it.
and on Twitch. Twitch.
Hey.
Bunny.
You have to be live to be checked out on Twitch. I told you beforehand.
Hey, I'm not live right now. But
Should you be going live right now? Should I have streamed the whole podcast?
No,
Yeah.
you should not have.
Was I supposed to do that?
What are you going to plug this week?
My XboxMe.com. I'm gonna write stuff this week. But also, this episode comes out Friday for normal people, right?
Yeah. Normal people.
It's
They're not aliens, the
the
Patreon
normies.
supporters. Jesus.
So it's Friday. It's Valentine's Day. Go take your Valentine to go see the new Sonic movie. Also, I'm gonna be on Trevor's
we-
podcast, Ultimate Gameless Show.
Are
That
we-
also comes out on Fridays.
Okay, are we getting paid to promote Sonic now?
No, but it's a Valentine's Day.
Have I not taught you guys anything?
It is a rom-com between a hedgehog and a man.
Yeah.
Furries unite. Let's go.
What are your plans for Valentine's Day?
None.
Do you have any?
No, I
If
don't-
not,
I don't-
You can go to Sonic.
I don't celebrate Valentine's Day because I will not let society tell me when to love my fiance.
You could take Haley to go see Sonic. I'm
No,
just saying.
I'm not going to take Hayes to see Sonic.
You know what? Sonic is not a Valentine's Day movie, so you should go watch it with Haley.
Perfect.
Go
I'll
is
do it.
not about
I'll do
a
it.
hedgehog and a man.
I'll
I'll do
falling in
it.
love.
I'll do it.
It
Sounds
is
good.
not for furries.
Go do a double feature of Birds of Prey and Sonic the Hedgehog.
I can't do double features because we only get 4 hours of free parking. It sucks.
Walk.
Yeah, that sounds like an easy solution. Just walk.
Watch Sonic twice. It's an hour and a half.
No, because
There you
no,
go.
because you
Gotta go
got
fast.
no, because
Gotta
you.
watch
That's
fast.
not how it works. You can find me over at MC Fixer. What are we plugging this week? MyXboxandMe.com.
website.
MyXboxandMe.com. Go check it out. It's worth it.
Number one PlayStation
Bunny's got
5
some work.
website.
Oh, shut up. Bunny's got some work going up there. Zyga's killing it with the news. I'm proud of everyone, so thank you. Thank you both for coming on. We'll be sure to get you back on soon. Next, we got the nanobiologist, hopefully, next week. Hopefully. We'll see. And, yeah, next time we'll record it in the morning, because only person asleep was Bunny.
Hey.
It's the truth. Until next time,
It's true.
I will love you, leave you, and see you later.